Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from whatever you're watching this channel. MIGUNA has continued to do what he does best, the online runs. But this time round, MIGUNA seems to be trailing his guns on RUTO and the investigative team that is supposed to unearth Ogollas' plane crash. Now, we all know that the two survivors of the plane crash are allegedly doing well in the hospital. That is going by the information we have, which is a good thing for the nation. And we also know that William Ruto said he is overly committed to finding out what happened that brought down that plane. That is still the same statement that Raila Amolo Odinga shared with people. What brought that plane down? Though Raila Amolo Odinga later on said we might never know what really happened. But for MIGUNA's case, ladies and gentlemen, MIGUNA shared something on his X handle. And this tweet that MIGUNA shared, I want us to go to this tweet. But before you do that, please like this video. That is the only way you support our work. And to viewers who have not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. And to existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. MIGUNA did not hesitate to air his opinion regarding this issue of the investigative team. And he said, any probe that looks into the circumstances that caused the helicopter to crash, which killed CDF General Francis Omondi Ogolla, must be chaired by a respected retired judge in the rank of Justice Philip Waki, Justice Mutunga, or Justice Maraga. The exercise must be a judicial public inquiry composed of competent and independent aviation experts and distinguished military officers like Tonje and Opande. Anything short of this will be rejected by most Kenyans, but especially Lugos, as a cover-up. Period. That is exactly what MIGUNA shared. Now, this story of investigation has been shared by so many, mainstream media channels, talking about BBC, Africa News, Al Jazeera, CNN. They've talked about this investigation. MIGUNA believes that the team, which was selected by CS Murkomen to unearth what could have transpired that led to the crash, will not give Kenyans result that is satisfying. Especially, it talks about the Luo people. Well, now going by the speeches which were made during the burial, everybody there talked about investigate. Investigate, investigate. And you know the story about what Rabuk Ogolla, the son of Ogolla, said, that is Joel Rabuk. He said he wanted his father to be left alone. I mean, the investigation. But you see, you also understand that Oburu Oginga told him that it is not about your father, it is about the CDF of the nation. So this thing was said during that burial ceremony. So this team that Murkomen appointed, MIGUNA does not seem to trust the team. Let it be noted that in a Gazette notice that was dated 2024 April, Murkomen noted that the team, to be led by Captain Peter Maranga, will review all accident reports involving Kenya registered and operated aircraft presented by the Republic of South Sudan and Federal Republic of Somalia for the last 5 years. Captain Maranga will be deputized by Engineer Frederick Agrioport, with members of the team being Captain Herman Jama, retired Lieutenant Colonel Mike Mulwa, Ephantus Kamau, Captain Valentin Wendo, and Captain Martin Lunami. This is what the Gazette said. What MIGUNA seems to believe is that unless Maraga, unless Mutunga, unless Tonje, unless Opande are part and parcel of this judicial service, this judicial inquiry, nothing will come out of it. In fact, people like Luo, the Luos, will not agree. See, this is what Miguna seems to be saying. So Miguna is literally trying to say any other team that will be formed or that has been formed to give this feedback will not give something that people will. If you look at people like Tonje, let's say for example Tonje, allow me to take you to a history of Tonje. Those people know Tonje, they know him as a retired Chief of General Staff who served between 1996 and 2001 as a Chief of General Staff. Back then, the Chief of Defense Forces had not been introduced. So he literally served under Moi, retired Tonje. If you look at retired Daniel Opande, Daniel Opande, according to story, is that he was to be the CDF, or he was to be, the Chief of General Staff. But Otonje was sent on an international mission by Moi there. And this is the reason why he could not ascend to that senior role of Chief of General Staff, because he was to be the one. But because of that mission, he could not be, that's something about the history. So if you go to these other two people that Miguna has mentioned, William Mutunga, and he's also mentioned Maraga. Maraga, we know him as a Chief Justice who served between 2016 to 2021. Mutunga served between 2011 and 2016. And Maraga served, in fact, in Maraga's case, he's one of those Chief Justices who managed to nullify presidential election. This is something that is out there, for the world to know. So Miguna seems to believe that these four gentlemen should form part and parcel of the judicial inquiry. And if they are not part of that inquiry, then nothing will come out of this inquiry. And because of that, this is a huge challenge to William Ruto to now look at it from Miguna's eyeball or perspective. I say eyeball because now William Ruto has to look at this thing from the way Miguna is seeing it. I remember what I heard Orengo say. Because Orengo was the lead counsel during that commission of inquiry that was seeking to unearth what could have happened to Robert Ouko. So during that event on Sunday, Orengo said that back then, the team that was doing the investigation, he learned that in any investigation, you're not supposed to leave anything, even a small paper. It must count. Like just like, for example, the story that was trending on Sunday, that the KDF managed to retrieve a wedding ring, that ring. And they took that ring, took it back to the family. That was so special to the family. So that ring, he took it back to the family of Ogollas. So Orengo said, don't leave anything. So what Miguna is trying to tell us here is probably, in a nutshell, saying, I will reject any report from any other commission or any other inquiry team apart from the team that is led by Maraga, Mutunga, Tonje, and Opande. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about Miguna's sentiments? Just go below the comment section and tell us what do you think about Miguna's sentiments. So perhaps if you watch this video and do not subscribe, please take 1 second and subscribe. Like this video. So until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.